guard, pulling it down the field. He goes stiff bomb to the 40, to the 30, to the 20, and down the sideline. The Marauders in the end zone. Touchdown. Turner breaks through the line and down the sideline. He goes to the end zone. Touchdown. Looking option, pitches left. Oh, it's fumbled the card, and now hit is down for a loss of a yard. Here's a snap, a screen pass out of the backfield, coming to the left-hand side. Marauders all over him, and down for a loss. From the right side, looking for a block, getting outside across midfield to the 45, and off to the races he goes. Quarterback looks to throw, is up and picked up by the Marauders down the left sideline, headed to the end zone. Here's the snap and handoff, sweeps on left-hand side with blocker to midfield to the 40. To the right side, and they got a big hole once again to the 30-yard line. It turned and making a move. Snap, looking right, throw right, it's intercepted by the Marauders, and he's going to take it to the house. Hello everyone, welcome to Mingus Marauder Football here on KYBC AM 1600 and Verde Valley TV, Cable Channel 2 on Cable 1 and Suddenlink Cable, along with Jackie Bessler. I'm Zach Calandra. The Mingus Marauders at home tonight against the Flagstaff Eagles for homecoming. We're off to a bit of a delay. An accident on I-17 has delayed the Eagles' arrival. They're here now, and we're just about ready for football. And a great night for football here, Jackie. I mean, it's beautiful weather out there as the Eagles swoop down from Flagstaff.
Well, it's going to be all under the lights here tonight as we get about a half an hour delay, extra delay, but homecoming here tonight. So that is going to be exciting. The stands are full. Nobody is going to arrive in the first quarter because everybody thought the game started at 7, so they're going to be here on time, even if it is accidentally. And the rivalry between these two teams and squads continue. Now, so far earlier this week, Mingus has been pitching a shutout. The freshman squad 54-0 over the Flagstaff Eagle freshman team. 34-0 last night with the JV squad over the Eagles in Flagstaff. And, of course, last year, the Mingus Marauders, the varsity squad, first time ever, they shut out the Eagles in a regular season game. 54-0 was that score.
Yeah, and I got one better for you, JV. The CMS team, who plays 3 games this week, one on Monday, 60-0 over Mile High. One yesterday, I think it was 53-0 over Granite Hills and or Granite Mountain rather. And they play again tomorrow at home against Page. I believe I'll have to check on the time for you, but I believe it's at noon tomorrow at CMS against Page. Third game of the week for the CMS Lobo team, which is undefeated right now and the odds-on favorite to win the championship this season.
Wow, wouldn't that be absolutely amazing, pitching 3 shutouts in a week?
How about that?
Oh, no kidding.
Play 3 games in a week. I guess when you're like 12, 13, 14, you can do that.
Right.
I mean, once every other week when you hit 40.
I was thinking once a month, but okay.
Yeah.
Of course, another big shutout last week, and kind of surprised a lot of people. Sholo shutting out Snowflake 50-0.
Yeah, that's okay. That one is a surprise. I thought you were talking about Mingus shutting out Chino. I was like, no. I thought that might happen. That surprised me too much. And they did. And the Marauders did come up with a 50-0 shutout last week over Chino Valley. And a game that, like I asked Coach Young earlier tonight down on the field, it seemed like we could have won by a lot more. And he said, we could have just run it down their throat if we wanted to. But kept it at 50. And Mingus, if you watch the game, they really dominated that game from the beginning to the end in all aspects of the game. And one thing that we haven't seen this year, Jackie, is the Marauders giving the ball up. Quarterback Luke Simmons is doing a tremendous job this season of he's throwing the ball a lot too. He has not thrown any picks, and he's held onto the rock when he does run or when he is being chased out of the pocket. He's done a real good job of ball control, and that's made a big difference for the Marauders. They're getting some takeaways, and they're not giving it up. And right now, Mingus looks pretty good in that giveaway ratio.
In fact, they're +5, and they have not given the ball up once. They've put the ball on the turf twice and gotten it back, mostly off of bad snaps. The visiting Flagstaff Eagles here tonight for homecoming, quite the opposite. They do not have a takeaway that I can find in their stats, which are sparse at best. But nonetheless, Mingus. No takeaways during the course of the season, so Mingus is certainly winning that one. Rushing yards, the Mingus Marauders almost 500. The Flagstaff Eagles a little less than that, not quite 100 yards per game rushing the ball. More proficient throwing the ball, though. 428. Mingus almost 400 yards throwing the ball. Mingus has 9 sacks so far during 3 games. Even more important than that, or more surprising than that, is 3 safeties so far in the season.
Yeah, 2 last week.
2 last week against Chino Valley, and Mingus obviously outscoring the Flagstaff Eagles 29.7 to just under 18 points per game. Now the Flagstaff Eagles, as we look at them, they started off with Boston Butte and got smacked around 34-7. Then they came back and picked up wins against Mojave and then Winslow, Division 4 Winslow last week.
Who was a top 10 team.
Who was a top 10 team, absolutely. So I believe that this is probably a more improved Flagstaff Eagle squad.
There's a lot of top 10 teams that aren't in the top 10 anymore.
That's true.
Last week was a rough week for the top 10 in Division 4. A couple teams survived up at the top. The Marauders, of course, with their win, and I think their good showing against Blue Ridge has moved up as well. We'll talk about that a little bit more when we come back. It is homecoming 2012 as the Mingus Marauders host the Flagstaff Eagles. Should be a great game here tonight. Coming up here shortly, we'll be back with a look at some of last week's games after this.
Your life, it's all out in front of you. Your future, wide open. Come and get it. Degrees that transfer, programs that train for jobs. Yavapai College. Life explored. It's a big world. So many places to go and things to see. Experiences you've dreamed of. They can all start closer to home. Degrees that transfer, programs that train for jobs. Yavapai College. Life explored.
Keep your vehicle on the road and running right for less with Reese's Tire in Cottonwood. The Reese's Tire Car Care Club card never expires, and you'll save almost $475 off car care services. For only $89.95, you'll get 4 free oil changes, plus discounts on brakes, AC service, batteries, and of course, savings on tires too.
Come into Reese's Tire and Auto and ask us about our Car Care Club card.
At 2435 East State Route 89A in Cottonwood.
Each year, the faces change, yet the will to test one's passion remains the same. A courage that fosters a sense of pride in each of us. Keeping that pride strong and healthy is our job.
That hurts a lot, huh?
World-class therapists, nurses, and orthopedic surgeons focused on keeping our athletes in the game. From prevention, diagnosis, treatment, and the latest in non-invasive surgical techniques, you can feel confident that we're on the sideline, ready when you need us.
Service, convenience, price. Taylor Waste is locally owned and voted #1 in residential garbage collection for the past 8 years in a row. And right now, new customers will enjoy 2 months free service with your switch to Taylor Waste. Add an extra container and take part in Taylor Waste's popular clean recycling program as well.
Hi, I'm Chris Taylor, owner of Taylor Waste. We're proud to serve our friends and neighbors with service tailored to your needs.
Back at Mingus High School, along with Jackie Bessler, I'm Zach Calandra. Glad to have you along for tonight's football game. Homecoming 2012. We'll have royalty announced here at halftime. We'll let you know who they are. But first, let's take a look at the new top 10. After we mentioned a lot of teams lost last week, and it kind of reshuffled the top 10. Currently, Lakeside Blue Ridge, who the Marauders saw in their first game, Blue Ridge's second game, holds the top spot with a record of 4-0. You can see they played an extra game over everyone else. They're in first place. Sholo, Jackie, who plays tonight against Snowflake. It'll be kind of interesting as Blue Ridge just hammered Snowflake last week. Sholo plays them tonight, and we'll see maybe what the difference is between Blue Ridge and Sholo, because right now, like I said, after Mingus played Blue Ridge, if they're #1, we're #2. Sholo sits in that 2 spot right now with #3 as Monument Valley. This is in the power rankings. This isn't in the top 10 that you'd see on like in Arizona Central or in Arizona Republic or something. These are in the power rankings right now. Globe is in at number 4. And, of course, these teams are all in there because they're 3-0. Monument Valley, Globe, teams like that are not anywhere near the top 10 and what people would pick for your top 10 rankings. But this is by the power rankings. This is what you get from your schedule. Globe is at number 4. Buckeye, that's one of the top 10 teams. They're in at number 5. They're also favored in our section of Division 4 above Mingus, who is the dark horse or the runner-up or next in line or whatever you want to call him there. Number 6
Vice President.
Yeah, the Vice President. Yeah, he doesn't do much. The Coolidge is in at number 6. Seton Catholic at number 7. Mingus comes in at number 8 in the power rankings. Number 9 is Winslow, and number 10 at Snowflake. Now, that's a little different than the overall rankings for Division 4, Jackie, where Blue Ridge still is number 1, Sholo at number 2. Then you see Buckeye come in at 3. You've got Coolidge at 4, Mingus at number 5 in the power rankings. Snowflake, after getting hammered pretty hard last week, falls, but not too far. They fall from 4 to 6. And then you've got Seton Catholic in at number 7, Globe at 8, Goodyear Estrella Foothills, who's 2-1. They remain at number 9, and Winslow comes in at number 10. So Winslow stays there in the top 10 even after losing last week to tonight's opponent, Flagstaff.
Well, as we take a look at some of the teams that Mingus plays and what they did last week, wow, holy cow, once again, Lakeside Blue Ridge beating Snowflake, a score of 50-0. Right. That was just absolutely unbelievable.
Like Mingus beat Chino Valley 50-0, and that's believable.
Right.
But we're talking about 2 top 10 teams and 2 top 5 teams, and one of them wins 50-0. Looks like there's a little disparity between 1 and 4.
We have found that, especially in Division 4. There are a few teams that float to the top, very few that are mid-range, and then a whole bunch have also played.
Right, and the mid-range teams can't beat the top 2 or 3 or 4 teams.
No, typically not.
No.
Typically not. Those are still blowouts.
Right.
You know, it's still 30-point blowouts is what we've seen as far as last year is concerned.
Right, like a number 6 or 7 doesn't have a chance to beat number 3.
Right. But it's starting to get that way in all sorts of different divisions, and even in your own division, sometimes even down the street. Right. I mean, for example, there was a major example of that in Phoenix last week. And last week, Tempe walked off the field and forfeited with 2 minutes left to go against Saguaro.
Right. And, Saguaro had 12 personal fouls, including 9 unnecessary roughness, and Tempe had 2 players sent to the hospital in an ambulance, another one on the sideline with a concussion, and at that point, I think I might not send my team back out there either.
Right. They happen to be in the same division, in the same section, nonetheless.
Right.
So, you know, a lot of people that may be upset with the AIA, well, obviously that's a computer-generated pick because they're so close to one another.
We play Camp Verde.
Yeah, well, the same thing, though. I mean, if they're in the same division, they do need to play each other. So the AIA is going to work that one out, but that one's definitely a story going underway. Back to this, though. Bradshaw, got shot out by Cactus Shadows last week, 56-0. That was a big one. Chino losing to the Mingus Marauders, 52-0. They'll go on to play Camp Verde. Yep.
Who's 0-3? Yeah. Somebody's going to win.
Yes.
Woo-hoo, we're getting points.
Somebody's going to pick up their first win here for the season. So far, Cortez, our opponent next week, they are 0-3, and they have been outscored 120-21. And tonight they play Northwest Christian, who is ranked number 1 in the power points in Division 5. That's not going to be fun. No. After that, it's Coconino, who have outscored their opponents 89-28. They've got Lake Havasu here tonight, Dysart next week, and then Mingus. And word on the street, or word through the little birdies, is we might indeed be their homecoming in a couple of weeks from now up at Coconino High School.
On Cromer Field.
Yes, indeed.
In the snow.
In the snow. Last week, Fountain Hills beat the Payson squad by a score of 14-7. That was a close one. They've got Miami tonight and then a matchup with Sholo after that. Prescott playing good football. They are 2-1.
Lost last week, though, didn't they?
They did. They lost to Boulder Creek, who is number 10 in Division 1. So they played a top 10 team in a division above them, lost 42-14. They got Moon Valley here tonight, and then Cactus Shadow. Snowflake trying to rebound from this beating from Blue Ridge last week, 50-0. Uh-oh, now they play Sholo this week. It doesn't get any easier.
No, not much easier. Well, we'll find out.
Yeah, no kidding. I think that's going to be real telltale. And as we mentioned, the Camp Verde Cowboys and Chino Valley squad go up against it here tonight. Somebody walks away with their first win.
Now, one thing that we want to mention, however, about Snowflake, according to head coach Bob Young, is that their number one quarterback hurt his knee in a camp at BYU over the summer, and he hasn't played yet this season. So, and then their backup guy is hurt.
Right.
So they're down to their third. Coach Young said, "Hey, if we're on our third-string quarterback, we're in trouble too." So we expect the first-string kid to be back, the one that's injured at BYU over the summer. And Coach said, he'll be back in about 2 or 3 weeks. And when do we play him? Three weeks. Yeah. So we'll see him when he comes back, and that'll be good. And I guess you want to play the good teams that you want to have be at full strength. Because Mingus, if you look at their schedule here, Jackie, what you just went through, there's not very many tough games. Coco's going to be a tough game.
Yep.
And then you're hoping that Snowflake is going to be a team that's going to give you a little bit of a challenge going into the playoffs, because it's almost like the old Grand Canyon region where you go patsy, 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 boom, cactus.
Right.
And all of a sudden you step up to a different level. I think the Marauders want to be able to play some good teams down the stretch so that they're ready for the playoffs. And right now, you look at Mingus' schedule, and it's not very tough down the stretch at least. I mean, there's a couple of games. That Prescott game should be a good one. We think Coconino should be a good one. And we're hoping that Snowflake is going to be a good game. Not good enough that they can beat us or anything, but a good game to get the Marauders sharp and ready for the playoffs, which will be looming shortly after that Snowflake game.
Oh, no kidding. Absolutely. Well, had an opportunity to talk to Coach Young here on the sideline a little bit about tonight's game, homecoming, the rivalry with the Flagstaff Eagles.
Yeah.
And you know what? Let's go ahead and cut to that, because that was a fun interview on the sideline.
And here we are, homecoming 2012, and on the sideline with Coach Bob Young, the Mingus Marauders and Flagstaff Eagles here tonight. And, of course, the rivalry goes long, many decades beyond you and I in Mingus Marauder football. Do you have to prep your players at all for the Flagstaff Eagles?
Absolutely not. They're indoctrinated from the first day they become a Marauder that, this is the team that we really want to play well against, and they know what's at stake every time we play Flagstaff.
Not even any of these Mingus Marauders even had green on their diapers as kids at any particular time. Hey, the freshmen did particularly well, a 54-0 win earlier this week, and then JV a shutout last night. 34-0. That's 88-0 over the Flagstaff Eagles. And, of course, last year the Mingus Marauders shut out the varsity squad for the first time that I'm aware of in history. Wow, wouldn't that be a sight? 3 goose eggs on homecoming weekend.
Well, that'd be quite an accomplishment. It's going to be awful hard to do. Flagstaff's much improved. Our freshmen did a fantastic job Wednesday. They look really good. And the reports I got out of Flag last night with the JV defense dominated as well. So that bodes well for us. But, tonight's a different night, and it's 0-0 right now. So we got to be ready to go.
Well, so far we are shutting them out.
That's right.
All right. Now we just have to keep it up for 48 minutes. As we go along with the shutout last year, and then, of course, it being homecoming here tonight against the Flagstaff Eagles, do you think that puts any feathers in the cap or a little extra in the tank for the Flagstaff Eagles?
I'm sure. I'm sure that fires them up to think, well, we're not very well respected. We're homecoming, but that's certainly not the case. That's just the way the schedule went this year. But I'm sure it's going to give them a little motivation.
Obviously, we saw Flagstaff in passing league this year. How did they look?
They look very good, much improved. We played them, I think, 3 times. They beat us 2 out of 3 times, and we were really good in 7-on-7, and those were 2 of our hiccups. So they can throw and catch the ball real well.
Going through some of the stats, which are sparse at best for the Flagstaff Eagles, it does not appear as though they have given up a lot of rushing yards this year, but have certainly conceded quite a few passing yards.
And it's hard to say. The game films that we have, their defense is pretty much dominated both games. I know last week against Winslow, the yardage Winslow gain was in the air, but they completely shut down Winslow's running attack.
Right, and of course Mingus against Flagstaff has always put up a lot of rushing yards. In fact, last year over 400 rushing yards against the Flagstaff Eagles. Is that going to change the tune for tonight's game at all?
Well, I don't know that we'll get 400 yards, but you know us. When push comes to shove, we're going to try to line up and be able to run the football first, and then go from there. But that's when Mingus offense is strong, we're running the ball well.
Would you classify their defense as over-aggressive?
They're fast. And they like to blitz. So, however you want to classify that.
We'll go with that. All right, Coach, good luck to you here tonight. Happy homecoming.
Marauders fans, take note. Renegade Steakhouse is the place to enjoy good food, good friends, and good times. From Wrangler's Prime Rib to Cowboy Caviar, and from Cactus Fries to Cowboy Burgers, it's all here waiting for you. I'm Ty Stite, inviting you to visit us at Renegade Steakhouse, where we do things with a style all our own.
It's nice to see so many familiar faces.
Enjoying great Sears prices.
Sears Hometown Stores, where you'll find that great Sears quality and new Sears availability at the lowest prices guaranteed. We're like your father's Sears store, but a whole lot more. If it's not on our shelf, it's right here online, and we'll have it delivered to your front door. Plus, we have the largest selection of home appliances in the industry, including the top 10 national brands. Sears Hometown Stores, we're in your neighborhood.
Two things we can count on every year.
A new set of tax rules and great weather here in northern Arizona.
Jackson Hewitt Tax Service, locally owned and operated by Lewis Rice since 1997, is here for you all year long.
Your neighborhood Jackson Hewitt Tax Office will help you in all of your taxing situations.
Electronic filing is always free with your tax preparation at Jackson Hewitt Tax Service.
Get more in return. Call 1-800-234-1040 for an office near you.
Your local Taco Bell invites you to Live Moss. Try the Doritos Locos Tacos today, made with a shell of real nacho cheese Dorito chips. Convenient hours, drive-through, and open late every night. Visit your local Taco Bell, located on the corner of Highway 89A and Cove Parkway in Cottonwood. Taco Bell. Live Moss.
Back at Mingus High School, the band's done with the national anthem. The teams are back out on the field. Looks like the band's actually still out on the field. Oh, no, it's going to be another Stanford game. And the Marauders are out on the sideline. We're still waiting for the Flagstaff Eagles to return. This is homecoming tonight, so we will have royalty announced here at halftime, the king and queen, and then, of course, what do you call them, the prince and princesses or something, all the way down the line through the junior through freshman class. So it's going to be a fun night here at Mingus. And, that's one thing about the new field that we don't get anymore, Jackie. We don't get the cars driving around, the nice convertibles riding around the dirt track with the king and queen in the back, and we don't get that anymore. So that's the one downside of having this awesome new field.
Really, we don't get them? Because I know all the kids still borrow cars from Larry Green.
Yeah.
Does Larry Green know that we don't drive him around the track anymore?
I bet he doesn't. He does now. Hey, last night was a powder puff game. Where they get the girls out here from the junior and senior class to play against each other. And I was, rest assured, run off to Vegas with all of the money that you can muster up to bet on the juniors. And, boy, it's a good thing that I don't gamble, JB, because I would have lost that one.
Whoa.
The seniors come out with a victory 8-6 over the juniors in the powder puff game yesterday. They converted their 2-point conversion on the touchdown, and other than that, it was played between the 40s.
Oh, wow. Defensive battle.
Yeah, it was something. The one thing I noticed is that the young ladies did learn the first rule of flag football. If they're going to score, tackle them.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. If they get behind you, in high school football, hold.
Right, exactly. All right, fans, let's take a final break here. We'll come back with our starting lineups. The Flagstaff Eagles are in town for homecoming. It's going to be a great football game. Riders looking for back-to-back shutouts. They shut the Eagles out for the first time ever last year. Could be a little tough for this year, but we'll see what they can muster. I think they're ready. All right, fans, we'll be back to Mingus High School after this.
Valley Connections is your source for primary medical care.
Verde Valley Connections is here for you. We're taking new patients every day. Just give us a call and we'll set you up with an appointment, or stop in and we'll try to work you in.
We'll take the time to get to know you.
And if you need a prescription, our pharmacy is right here in the lobby.
Whether you're new in town or just don't have a primary care connection,
Verde Valley Connections is here for you.
call 634-2236 and ask for Connections.
Welcome to the Cottonwood Recreation Center. We would like to invite you to come on in.
Come on in.
Our whole team is here to help you get the most out of each workout here at the Cottonwood Recreation Center.
Service, convenience, price. Taylor Waste is locally owned and voted #1 in residential garbage collection for the past 8 years in a row. And right now, new customers will enjoy 2 months free service with your switch to Taylor Waste. Add an extra container and take part in Taylor Waste's popular clean recycling program as well.
Hi, I'm Chris Taylor, owner of Taylor Waste. We're proud to serve our friends and neighbors with service tailored to your needs.
Your local Taco Bell invites you to Live Moss. Try the Doritos Locos Tacos today, made with a shell of real nacho cheese Dorito chips. Convenient hours, drive-through, and open late every night. Visit your local Taco Bell, located on the corner of Highway 89A and Cove Parkway in Cottonwood. Taco Bell. Live Moss.
Back at Mingus High School, the Marauder captain's out on the field for tonight's ball game, talking things over with the officials. We'll let you know how that coin toss goes here in a minute. But first, we've got to talk about some of the guys on the sideline, JB. We got some back here this week, but there's still a couple that are gimping around out there.
Yeah, we found out the Northern Arizona Rehabilitation and Fitness Injury Report, unfortunately, at the moment has 3 sidelined out there. Is wide receiver junior Jack Davis. Anthony Broyles is still out as he is still favoring that knee. And Marshall Schill, as I understand it, still has some sort of a tear in the throwing arm. He's trying to learn to throw the football and the baseball left-handed now, and well, if anybody's going to be able to help him do that, it'll be Northern Arizona Rehabilitation and Fitness. In fact, sent a friend over there, and they stopped in and actually had him take a look at their knee and find out what was going on and what they might be able to do with it. And that was absolutely free. If you can't get your doctor's visit in fact, they can even help you get a doctor's visit, but you don't know what's wrong, they can give you an idea before you actually go and see a physician. Northern Arizona Rehabilitation and Fitness here in Cottonwood.
Awesome. All right, so Flagstaff won the toss, JB, and they deferred. So that's the first time all season that the Marauders have lost the coin toss, and the first time all season the Marauders will have the ball first. So let's see how it goes. See if the Marauders can get it, rush it down their throat, and get an early touchdown and say, hey, you kicked to us, we score on you.
Right, it's going to take Mingus out of their game a little bit, but that's okay. I think Flagstaff is doing the same thing. They're doing everything they can to take Mingus out of their game. Showing up late, which really wasn't their fault, but I think they delayed the game a little bit on purpose, a little further than they needed to. Now they're going to put Mingus's offense on the field, and I think their defense is probably their strength anyways, though, Zach.
Tyler Herndon and Brennan Kitchen go back deep to return for the Mingus Marauders, and Flagstaff will tee it up and look to kick it away. Number 9, Trace Anderson. A junior is the kicker, and they're all huddled up there behind the ball. Now they'll split out into the kick formation, and we're about ready to get this one underway. A little bit late tonight. Flagstaff Eagles stuck in traffic, likely excuse, but they're here now. We're ready to play football. Anderson will kick off to start the game. It's a line drive. Goes off of an up man who picks up the 25. Looks to cut it back to the middle of the field, across the 30, out near the 35. So they're going to come up just shy of the 35 to 34-yard line. And I'm looking to see. It looks like it's 83. It is. Moronis. So the Marauders, it's Moronis that comes up with it. Jesse Moronis that comes up with a short kick. It looked like they were trying to not kick it to the return men and see if they could get one of these up-close guys to pick it up and run with it. And Morones does out to 34. It's a good starting field position.
Well, you know, that's not bad when one of your upmen is a receiver. Obviously,
right,
he's going to be able to run in traffic. Yeah.
Right. Quarterback Luke Simmons in the shotgun. One man behind him, and he's going to he's got fake hand off to him. Simmons out on the loose to the 40-yard line. He'll make a move, stiff arm to the 45, lower his head and his shoulder, and take on the defender after a gain of 13 out to the 40. Well, now they're going to give him the 48-yard line. Big run. Well, now back to the 47, and it is 13 yards. Luke Simmons on first down. The old fake handoff, and then take off left, and he got a big gain for Mingus.
Unfortunately for the Mingus Marauder running back to whom the fake was, man, he got nailed in the back.
And what they're doing is running behind that big 55, Jordan Wellborn. Now the Marauders are going to look to run again. This time they go right side with Simmons. Gets a block by, looks like it may have been Rios out there that opened up the final 5 yards, and another gain of nearly 10. Let's see if they're going to give him a first down. It looks like he's just shy of a first down, so 9 yards and 2 feet plus. It's short now on the Eagles side of the field. From their 43-yard line, will hand off this time to Hanks. He's got a first down and about 2 yards. That's all they needed.
Hanks, our player of the game last week, scoring 4 touchdowns and earning the Bundy name.
Yes. Yeah, for the rest of his life, he can say, I'm like Al Bundy. I scored 4 touchdowns in one game.
And his father won't let him forget it.
First down and 10, Mingus working on the Flagstaff side of the field, and they'll hand off. No, it's Simmons again with a fake handoff, and then he'll slip between 2 blockers and finally be dragged down, but not before a good gain to the 35-yard line. That's a gain of 7 on the play, and, well, Luke Simmons, fake and run a few times on this opening drive.
Well, so far it looks like Mingus has the answer to an over-aggressive Flagstaff Eagle defense. I mean, they are crashing inside of those tackles really hard.
Second down and 3 now for the Marauders as they return to the line of scrimmage. They've got a receiver split wide to the right side, a wingback on the right side, and a receiver on the left. Wingback in motion now from right to left. Simmons looking to throw. He does out of the backfield. It's to Rios, and it's off his hands. It was thrown a little bit behind him that time, and he wasn't able to come up with a catch. So now it brings up third down and short, 3rd and 3. It's a manageable third down here on the opening drive for the Marauders, their first third down of the drive.
Well, if they're going to be blitzing and rushing so hard into that backfield, that is the other way to break it. Number 1, quick runs to the outside, or you run right at them, or number 2, those quick passes and get somebody one-on-one somewhere outside.
Third down and 3. The Marauders with 1 back in the backfield. Twins on the left, twins on the right. Man in the slot looks to be Rios. Here's the snap. And they'll hand off up the middle to Hanks, and he's going to be short of a first down. Looks like he may have tripped as he's going through the line that time. And he is short of a first down, not by much. Depending on the spot of the ball, looks like he's he's about a yard short.
Yeah, that was a unfavorable spot.
And the Marauders will go for it on 4th down. Their opening drive against the Flagstaff Eagles. Glad to have you along. 9:40 left to go in the opening quarter. Here's a snap. They're going to sweep left, and it's into the open to Herndon. Herndon to the 30, to the 25, to the 20. Herndon in a foot race to the corner. He'll dive to the pylon, and it is a touchdown! Tyler Herndon takes it in from 34 yards out. A leaping effort to the pylon in the front left-hand side of the end zone, and the Marauders on top here. 6-0 scoring on their opening drive of the game. 9:25 left to go opening quarter, and Mingus looks to attempt the extra point.
And so far, Mingus is shutting them out.
Yeah, off to a great start. And Cadera, extra point attempt is up and good. And the Marauders lead by 7. We'll be back with a Mingus kickoff coming up right after this.
Your life, it's all out in front of you. Your future, wide open. Come and get it. Degrees that transfer, programs that train for jobs. Yavapai College. Life explored. It's a big world. So many places to go and things to see. Experiences you've dreamed of. They can all start closer to home. Degrees that transfer, programs that train for jobs. Yavapai College. Life explored.
Back at Mingus High School, the Marauders score on their opening drive of the game and take an early lead, 7-0 over the Flagstaff Eagles. And now the Marauders set to kick off. Jair Jacobo, JJ, they call him JB. It makes great sense to me. We'll look to kick off in the southpaw. Fires it up high and deep, and it will be returned. Oh, fumble now picked up and returned, and they're going to fake the reverse and out to the right-hand side of the field. Return, man, 1 man to beat, and he's off to the races. The 40-50. Mingus are going to chase him down the 40-30-yard line. A dive, and the Eagles will return the ensuing kickoff for a touchdown to answer the Marauders' long touchdown drive. It's Montana Mabry with the touchdown, and just like that, the Flagstaff Eagles return the favor to the Marauders and are an extra point away from tying this game. Wow.
Wow, that was like a 99-yard return for the Flagstaff Eagles. And, well, Mingus did not cover that.
Happy.
No, Mingus didn't cover that one very well.
Looked like he had a little Bill Cowher coming out of him.
Somebody forgot their lanes there, Zach.
Well, I think they went for the fake.
Yep.
The fake reverse handoff, and it looked like everybody bid on that. We're not going to get beat on the reverse. Well, 99 yards later, you're an extra point away from being tied. Fortunately for Mingus, that means that their offense will come back out on the field. Get to wear down this Flagstaff Eagle defense again. Now, Flagstaff's got a guy running out on the field right now, and he's trying to move him. Oh, that's got to be a false. Oh, now the snap is over the head of the holder, and the kicker picks it up, and he's going to run towards the end zone. Look like he's going to make it. And then the Marauders get him and drag him down at the 4, and the extra point is no good. So that gives the Marauders a lead, 7-6. 9:08 left to go here in the opening quarter. Mingus will return the kickoff after this.
Keep your vehicle on the road and running right for less with Reese's Tire in Cottonwood. The Reese's Tire Car Care Club card never expires, and you'll save almost $475 off car care services. For only $89.95, you'll get 4 free oil changes, plus discounts on brakes, AC service, batteries, and of course, savings on tires too.
Come into Reese's Tire and Auto and ask us about our Car Care Club card.
At 2435 East State Route 89A in Cottonwood.
Back at Mingus High School, the Marauders set to receive for the second time here in the opening 3 minutes of this ball game. They had the opening kickoff and scored, and then kicked off to Flagstaff, which they ran back 99 yards for a TD, and there goes a shutout. Here's the kickoff, and this one a little bit deeper. It'll be taken by Kitchen at the 10. To the 15 at 20, brings it to the middle of the field. Kitchen with blockers out in front is chopped down at about the 34-yard line. That's where the Marauders started their last drive to score the opening touchdown. A missed extra point, a botched snap over the head of the holder is the difference in this game at this point. The Marauders leading 7-6.
I sure like watching Kitchen run. I mean, he doesn't make too many fakes, but he sure runs hard and fast, has absolutely no problem with contact.
Mingus back to the line of scrimmage. Luke Simmons is the quarterback. He's got 2 receivers on the left-hand side. Double wing back set with a running back right next to him. Man in motion from right to left. They're going to hand off to him. Sweeping to the left-hand side. Caught from behind. And down Rios. Looks like the Eagles think he may have fumbled. The official saying no, he's down. But he did lose a yard. Brings up 2nd down and 11 here for the Marauders as the ball is now back to the 33.
Well, that was Rios' first carry of the game.
And the Marauders back out of their huddle. Working on the near sideline, going from right to left across your radio dial. 2nd down and 11. In motion is Herndon. They're going to fake to Herndon. No, they give it to Herndon, and he's caught from behind for a short gain of about a yard. Running the sweep to the short side of the field. Herndon gets caught after a short gain, and now 3rd down and long. So after having all the momentum of running down the field on your opening drive and scoring a touchdown, next thing you know, they return it for a touchdown. If you don't convert the 3rd here, Flagstaff can run off the field feeling pretty darn good.
Yep, definitely taking the momentum swing.
Here's the snap. Dropping back, looking to throw. Simmons with time, throws right side, has a man, catch made for a 1st down, and breaking the initial contact. Extra yardage after the reception, and it looks like it is number 10, it's Alex Brewer with the reception, and a big gain of about 14, maybe even 15 yards. First down and 10, Mingus at the 44-yard line of the Eagles. Big third down conversion.
I think Luke Simmons can do that all night long if that offensive line will give him just a little bit of protection. Had it there and found the open man.
2 receivers on the left side, 2 on the right side, 1 back behind quarterback Simmons, and he'll fake the handoff to him. Simmons looking to run, cuts it back to the middle, and Flagstaff saw enough of that on the opening drive. They've got a linebacker that's coming up and keying on Simmons in case he does fake the handoff and run. They've got a guy that's keeping an eye on him.
Well, it only took 1 drive for them to figure that one out.
That's not bad.
No, that's not bad, but pretty much it was 50 yards of back-to-back to back-to-back.
Yeah. Second down and 9, a gain of 1 on the play. Double wingback formation, 1 on either side, receiver on both sides of the ball. And here's a screen pass to the left to Garcia. He'll make the reception, get a couple of yards before he's triple teamed and hit backwards. Inside the 40, looks like they'll mark him down around the 36 or 7-yard line. Maybe all the way out to the 38, where it will be third down and 4 for the Marauders.
Well, that was a good 5 yards, and it spread the defense out. Now it becomes third and manageable. I got no problems with that at all.
Working from the near hash mark, going towards the scoreboard. 7-6, the Marauders lead with 6.5 minutes left here in the opening quarter of play. Mingus on the move once again. And they've got Herndon in motion. Now they got Eagles jumping. And I think the Marauders just picked it up on a penalty. Yep, the referee's pointing that way, and the Marauders are going to get a first down on an encroachment and offsides here on the defense. First down and 10. Mingus now with the ball at the 32-yard line. Same play?
Yeah, could be. Here we are, first quarter action. Mingus still leading 7-6, and that was our first penalty of the game.
Mingus huddles after the first down, and now they may look to run something different. Double tight end on the right side and a handoff up the middle to Hanks, and he fumbles, and the Eagles have it. Well, we talked about the Runners hadn't turned the ball over all year, and there it is. Hanks coughed it up going left, and there's nobody there but Flagstaff, and they jump on it. First turnover of the game, and the Marauders are able to mount a drive and at least not give the ball up on their side of the field, but the turnover nonetheless gives it to the Eagles at their own 34.
Lucas Neff comes up with what could be the first fumble recovery for the Flagstaff Eagles this year, and that was the first turnover for the Marauders this year.
First down and 10, Eagles now. We'll see their offense for the first time. Quarterback Kyle Wilson in a shotgun. He's got 1 running back to his right side and a wing in motion. They're going to fake the handoff and look to throw. Going deep down the right side. Have a man, but nearly picked off. That time, Andrew Garcia was able to get back, and a diving attempt for an interception comes up just a little short, and it falls incomplete. Second down.
Actually, I think he had really good position on that. I could have picked that one off. The Flagstaff Eagles have 1 throwing touchdown this season and have thrown 3 interceptions.
1 receiver left, 2 on the right now, and 2 on the left. 1 back next to the quarterback on 2nd and 10. Eagles looking to move the ball here for the first time tonight. They'll hand off on a sweep going left. Not much room to run that time for Nick Andrzej, and Andrzej is going to have a yard. They're going to mark him at the 35-yard line, where it's now third down and 9 for the Flagstaff Eagles. Well, the defense has been carrying them, JB.
Oh, I know. Mingus' defense has been absolutely stellar this year, and they have not given up a lot of points. Most amount of points they gave up was to Lakeside Blue Ridge.
Right. 16. Been killing everyone.
Yeah.
Third down and 9 now from the gun. Wilson awaiting the snap, looking to his left and moving his receivers in and out from the slot and back. Now man in motion from left to right. Fake the handoff to him. Quarterback's going to pull up the throw, and he's hitting sack for a loss. Jordan Wellborn gets in and makes the big play back to the 27-yard line. That's a loss of about 5 or 6 on the play and brings up 4th down and long. And man, we've been talking about it all week long and talking to Coach Young about it before the game tonight. Jordan Wellborn played like a beast last week and off to a good start defensively here tonight. He's got a sack on the 3rd play of the game.
Absolutely love it, and took the momentum right away from the Flagstaff Eagles. Mingus is almost assured awesome field position.
Andrew Garcia back to return. Remember, he had a problem holding on to the ball last week, JB. Maybe first game jitters, we hope at least. And Marauders nearly get in to block that one. It's punted out of bounds. At about the 41 or 2-yard line. See where they finally mark it out of the 44. Well, hey, good news for us as the Marauders get it at their own 44, and it looked like, I don't know if he just had a bad punt or they were just trying to kick it away from Garcia that time.
Or when you start to feel that pressure, you may have a tendency to pull up a little bit more. You don't kick it out.
They're just trying to get rid of it, absolutely. Yep. Well, here comes the Marauder offense. They've been able to move the ball. Defense bailed them out after the turnover last possession, but the Marauders did score on their opening possession, moved it pretty well in their last possession before the fumble. 4:25 left opening quarter, 7-6 Mingus.
Well, Mingus has 96 yards of offense in the first quarter.
Here's a snap going left-hand side to Herndon. Herndon trying to get to the sideline, and he'll be pushed out of bounds around the 50. A gain of... Well, we're going to mark him on the 50. That's not a bad spot, and that'll be a gain of 6. Second down and 4 now, and that time a pitch to Herndon coming out of the backfield trying to sweep left.
Well, from Simmons, I don't know if we get a chance to look at that one again. That was pretty much an underhanded, hard-thrown spiral.
All right. It was effective.
It was, but he got it to him in a hurry.
Second down and 4 now. Greg Charles back in on that offensive line for the Mingus Marauders after missing last week's game. Handoff up the middle to Hanks. And he's got about 2 yards. It looks like they'll mark him at the 48-yard line of the Eagles. So it's going to bring up third down and 3 again for the Marauders. Well, they've had a few first downs, JB, but with the exception of one, they've all been like 3rd and 3.
Right. Yeah, no, they've had short yardage situations.
Yeah.
Hey, I did a little research to find out if we had any other Bundy-ish players and found out that Carlos Abrigo scored 4 touchdowns against this Flagstaff Eagle squad last year.
3rd and 3 for the Marauders. Man in motion as Rios. They're going to give it to him. He's got room to run on the left-hand side. First down and takes the lick to the corner that time. Inside the 45 to about the 42-yard line. A first down carry that time by Jesse Rios coming from that right wing position, and the Marauders in business once again, working on the Eagle side of the 50.
Oh, that was well done. Once you get out of that middle, the Flagstaff Eagle defense not quite as effective.
3:25 left to go, opening quarter of play. Marauders up by 1, 7-6. Simmons in the shotgun. Rios right next to him. Looks right, throws right, has a man, Brewer, and he drops it.
Ah, footsteps coming, footsteps coming.
Yep, brings up second down.
Dylan Gifford coming up to make the hit, junior defensive back. And Brewer had plenty of time. I think he just had the feet going before he actually got the ball.
Second down and 10. Marauders working on the near side of the field in front of the Mingus bench. 2 receivers on the left, 2 on the right, and it's going to be Simmons on the carry again. Looking for one final block, and he didn't get it that time. Rios, I'm not sure, knew he was coming and gave up on his block, and his man made the tackle. A shorter gain than what it looked like it was going to be. A gain of 4 brings up 3rd and 6 now for Mingus.
You're right. Simmons had one move to bank back to the outside and got blocked right there at about the 38-yard line. Otherwise, yeah, I think he'd be strutting in the end zone. Do you know that Luke Simmons has not scored a rushing touchdown yet this season?
No, I'd like to see him strut in the end zone. Third down and 6 now for the Marauders. Man in motion. They'll give it to him. Coming to the short side of the field. It's Herndon breaking through a hole. Herndon's got a first down. Lowers his head and takes out the defender as they go out of bounds at about the 22. A big run that time by Tyler Herndon. And Mingus continues to run the ball on a sweep to the left-hand side. And Herndon with a big gain gives the Marauders 1st and 10 at the Eagle 21.
15 yards on that one, and it looked like number 7, Montana Membrane.
Oh, we remember him.
Oh, yeah, he was the one that ran back the opening kickoff. Well, Mingus's kickoff for the touchdown.
And the first down play, the Marauders fumble. Jumping on it is Simmons. It looked like he went to hand it off to Hanks in front of him, and somehow the ball came loose, and Simmons able to jump on it and save possession. And, well, I guess it's about 4 yards. I was going to say, it doesn't look like it's much of a loss on the play, but 4 yards is fairly significant.
Well, especially when you're just took you outside the red zone. They were knocking on the door, but now definitely out of the red zone.
Second down and 14 for the Marauders, and whistles blow. And it looks like we got a false start on Mingus. That hurts even more. It was 1st and 10 for the 21, and now it's going to be 2nd down and 19 from the 30.
I hate it when you hit that self-destruct button.
Yeah, especially when you get down low like this. Remember the last time the Marauders were down in this section of the field, they fumbled and lost the ball for the first time this year.
Yes. We do not want that section of the field to be cursed.
Second down and 19 as the Marauders head back to the line of scrimmage. Looks like, well, I'm trying to see if it's Rios or Hanks. It might be Hanks behind quarterback Simmons, and they're going to hand it to Hanks right up the middle. And he's got 2.
Eagles really dropped their defense, really spread out their defense now that they've got long yardage situations here.
Expecting the Marauders to throw, which is what they should be doing here on 3rd down and 18. From the Eagle, well, it's obviously 4-down territory. They're not kicking a field goal for sure. From the Eagle 28-yard line. Working out between the hash marks now. 2 receivers on the right, 1 on the left. Man in motion from the wing position, and they're going to throw right side. Brewer makes the catch this time. Brewer trying to cut it back into the middle, and that's where the defense is, so he doesn't get very far. A gain of 2 to the 26-yard line. I'm a fan of not running where the defense is, trying to get it to like where they're not when you run the ball. That time he ran it right back to the middle where everybody was at.
Well, that's where the blocking was supposed to be there too. And I don't believe
I must have missed that part.
Yeah, I don't believe the Mingus Marauder offensive line got downfield to make those blocks, but nonetheless, it looked really cool as he was running in traffic, but I don't think he had the momentum to spin back to the outside is what I think it was to start with.
4th and 15. We haven't seen any pressure on Simmons thus far tonight. Let's see if he's got time to throw. Oh, here comes the pressure. Simmons throws, and it's tipped, and now it's intercepted. Coming out of the backfield, going down the left-hand side of the field. Mingus will catch up to him and bring him down. Dakota Hanks, it makes the tackle, but not before the second Marauder turnover of the game, and the ball is returned all the way to the Mingus 49-yard line. And I just mentioned we hadn't seen any pressure on Simmons. All of a sudden on that one, somebody came free from the left defensive end position, got his hands up to tip the ball, which kind of floated through the air a little bit before being intercepted and returned to the Marauder 49. Flag with good field position to start their second drive.
That'll be the last play of the quarter, too.
End of the quarter. We'll head to the second quarter. Marauders on top, 7-6. We'll be back after this.
Everybody knows that high school sports generate suspense, excitement, and drama.
They also generate higher grade point averages, stronger work habits, and greater self-esteem.
Everybody knows that high school sports give us more value for our entertainment dollar.
They also give us leaders, committed to strengthening communities right here in Arizona. The true value of playing sports in school can't be measured in wins and losses or dollars and cents. Studies show that participation in sports, along with other extracurricular activities, is one of the best ways to teach leadership, cooperation, accountability, and other invaluable life skills. Don't just stand on the sidelines. Encourage the young people you know to get in the game. When you do, you'll be helping them get ahead in life. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Arizona Interscholastic Association and the Arizona Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Back at Mingus High School, Eagles with the ball to start the second quarter. They'll hand off, going right side, not much room to run there. Jordan Wellborn with the initial hit, and it looks like it was cleaned up by, who's that? 43, Longfellow. So the Marauders give up 1 yard on first down. As the Eagles start their drive on the Marauder side of the field, we're just underway in the second quarter, 7-6. The Marauders lead. The Eagles scored their touchdown on a 99-yard kickoff return after the Marauders' opening touchdown.
I was looking out there, and wow, Longfellow, when you put him next to Wellborn, actually looks small.
Yeah, he doesn't look big next to that kid.
No.
Huh? Second down and 9 now. Quarterback Wilson from the shotgun throws left-hand side, has a man. Catch made, short of a first down as he's out to about the 41-yard line. They need to get inside the 40 to near the 39. Catch made that time by number 7, and I'll let you know who that is. That's a kid that scored a touchdown earlier, Montana Membry. Well, glad they caught up to him that time.
Yeah, he is definitely quick, no doubts about it. Just a little quick hitter, and Mingus not up on the line. And with this 7-yard drive, they've actually gotten into positive yardage from the line of scrimmage. The Eagles have, that is.
Well, let's get a sack. From the shotgun is Wilson. He's got one back next to him. He's got trips on the left-hand side, staggered in a triangle, and they fake the throw to the left and instead turn and throw right to an open guy who makes the Brewer miss, and now he fumbles, and the Marauders have it. Mingus has their first takeaway of the game, and let's see who comes up with a ball.
Garcia.
It looks like it's Andrew Garcia that comes up with it, and wow, he caught it, started to run, broke away from a tackler, and then all of a sudden Mingus converged on the fumble, popped out, and there were like 4 Marauders there looking to come over and make a play to get the ball, as we see Brendan Kitchen coming off the field with a little bit of a limp there and being attended to as he hits the sideline.
Well, interesting, it was Gifford who got the interception for Flagstaff, and then he coughs it up after he picked up the first down for the Flagstaff Eagles.
First down and 10, Mingus from their 33. So every drive starts. Now, one man on the right-hand side. It looks to be Brewer, I believe. It might be Herndon. Here's the snap and a pitch coming right. And looking to get outside is Watkins, it looks like, and he's got a hole. And he might have a run here. Watkins at 40, caught and down to the 30. And that kid has got explosive speed, JB. Brian Watkins, a junior, 5'6", 165, a power lifter, and a sprinter, apparently, as he got that ball. When he got in that hole, it was only the angle the defender had that kept him from the end zone, because that kid is quick.
Who knows if he hit the right hole? It doesn't matter. Man, holy cow, 33 yards on the carry, and that was exciting.
First down and 10, Mingus, and Simmons has it on the option. Simmons looks to pitch now, going to the left-hand side of Rios. Rios with a first down to the 20 and pushed out of bounds around the 18-yard line. First down and 10, Mingus mixing it up a little bit here. And a nice read that time by quarterback Luke Simmons. He got what he could get, waited for the defense to commit to him, and tossed it out to Rios, who picked up about another 8 to 10 yards after the catch.
In fact, Simmons completely set that up. He even slowed down like he was going to start to give himself up and force the defender to commit on him. Had a wide open man trailing him.
Working from the far hash mark now, going from left to right across your radio dial. Man in motion, and they're going to give it to him. It's Herndon. Herndon cuts it back to the middle of the 15. Looking for the corner. A stutter step, still on his feet and now out of bounds at the 11, and a flag comes in after the play, trailing the play. I didn't see what it was for. But we've got our second flag of the game, and it looks like an illegal block in the back was the call.
Yeah, that's usually in the right general vicinity, about 5, 6, 8 yards away from the play.
Herndon had good 7 yards on the carry.
Yep.
But the officials are going to back it up here a little bit on the Marauders. And let's see where they end up moving it to. An illegal block will back it up 10 yards from the spot of the foul. And now first down over again from the 22, which will be first down at 13 now for the Marauders. And now they've moved the ball from the left to the right hash mark. And handoff going to the right-hand side, up the middle. It's the big fellow, Longfellow, inside the 10, and he's got a first down. Longfellow, a gain of 15, all the way down to the 7-yard line. Haven't seen him much, and don't expect to see him unless we're down around the 2. That time, they give it to the big fullback, and bang, 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 through the line. He's got 15 and a first and goal.
He's got 2 carries this year, a touchdown on the first one, which was a 1-yard get out of my way, and then 13 yards on this one. I love watching him run the ball, and I know he wants to.
He's back there again at fullback. First down and goal, Mingus from the 8-yard line. Here's a snap, and they give it to Herndon going left. Herndon inside the 5 and grabbing onto an ankle, and pulling him down that time is Nick Andrajic. And the Marauders now second down and goal from the 4.
Tyler Herndon last game had the first 100-yard rushing game for a Mingus Marauder back during the course of the 2012 season. So far, he's got 6 carries, 67 yards on the game.
In the third game. How obscure is that?
No kid. Well, Mingus says, we're talking about could Mingus put up 400 yards of offense this game.
Second down and goal, and they'll hand off to Longfellow, going right. Longfellow banging up to the line, and he's going to be denied the goal line by, it looks like, about a yard. They're going to mark it right at the 1. Third and goal, Mingus from the 1. Now this is Longfellow territory.
Yep, here comes Brewer in with the play.
Longfellow runs hard. There's no doubt about it.
Oh, my gosh. He keeps those legs going, and he's so low to the ground.
Looks like Kitchen's going to be all right. He's walking around, shaking his right leg a little bit behind the Marauder bench, strapping the helmet back on, so I imagine he's coming back. Third and goal. Longfellow in the backfield, and they give it to the big man, and he's in for a touchdown! It's Josh Longfellow in the end zone for the second Marauder touchdown of the game. And what are we pointing at?
The yellow litter on the field.
Where?
Right near the end zone, right on the end zone near side here. And we also have an eagle down.
Oh, yeah. Well, not worried about him so much as that flag, which is right on the goal line.
The illegal
on the
procedure.
Right side. Oh, no. On Mingus, so that'll back him up 5 yards. The eagle that's down on the field appears to be injured. He's still kind of rolling around in pain there, it looks like. And I think that's their starting right guard, Lucas Neff. So that's an injury that will cause some concern over on the Eagle sideline. However, the yellow flag causes some concern up here in the press box. 7:45 left to go here in the first half. The Marauders scored a touchdown, but it's going to be it's going to be not allowed by the penalty flag, which we believe was a motion penalty on Mingus.
Right.
So let's take a quick break right here, and we'll be back after the nullified touchdown by the Marauders.
Marauders fans, take note. Renegade Steakhouse is the place to enjoy good food, good friends, and good times. From Wrangler's Prime Rib to Cowboy Caviar, and from Cactus Fries to Cowboy Burgers, it's all here waiting for you. I'm Ty Stite, inviting you to visit us at Renegade Steakhouse, where we do things with a style all our own.
Back at Mingus High School, the Marauders are backed up 5 yards. It'll remain third and goal from the 6-yard line now after the illegal motion penalty on Mingus. They head back to the line of scrimmage. They've got two receivers on the right side. Looks like Longfellow still in the backfield, and it's going to be Simmons on the keeper, and he's got blockers, runs into the end zone. Untouched touchdown, Mingus! Luke Simmons in the end zone for the first time this year, and the Marauders extend the lead now 13-6 with 7:40 left to go in the opening half of play. Mingus with an extra point attempt coming.
Great job, great blocking downfield, and Longfellow really sealed that up so that, Simmons had all the room he needed on the right-hand side.
Extra point attempt up and good! Kedera converts the extra point, and the Marauders lead 14-6 with 7:40 left to go. We'll be back with a Mingus kickoff coming up right after this.
Two things we can count on every year:
a new set of tax rules and great weather here in northern Arizona.
Jackson Hewitt Tax Service, locally owned and operated by Lewis Rice since 1997, is here for you all year long.
Your neighborhood Jackson Hewitt Tax Office will help you in all of your taxing situations.
Electronic filing is always free with your tax preparation at Jackson Hewitt Tax Service.
Get more in return. Call 1-800-234-1040 for an office near you.
Back to Mingus High School. The Marauders on the board again. 14-6 is the score with 7:40 left to go in the opening half of play. Marauders like to come up with a big stop of their defense again here and see if they can score again going into the locker room. The Eagles will have it coming out of the locker room. JJ in to boot it away. It's up, it's high, it's deep. and it's about 4 yards into the end zone where it will be an automatic touchback, and the Eagles will start 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Well, that's a good start. Kick it in the end zone, make them go the distance, see if the defense can stop them, the offense can get it back with a chance to score.
Well, plenty of time left, and Mingus defensively has absolutely dominated the Flagstaff Eagles. So far, the only thing the Eagles have won is special teams.
Yeah, and they have won that.
Yep.
Barely.
But
we do have 2 extra points.
Okay.
1st down and 10, Eagles from their 20-yard line. Quarterback Wilson in the shotgun. Trips on the left, 1 on the right. Lineman set, snap. Looking at a handoff up the middle and hit at the line of scrimmage and nowhere to go. Cody Philpott that time got the carry. He's been their leading rusher on the season, and he was hit about a yard behind the line and was able to fight back to the 20 for no gain.
Well, Longfellow came up and hit him very early. Philpott, leading rusher, 111 yards this season.
Oh, Josh, this time you hit him.
Right.
Oh, okay, Coach.
I'm not sure Longfellow really knows the difference because he was running. When he was running, he was still hitting people.
Yeah, you just run and hit people,
right,
whether you have the ball or not. 2nd down and 10 now. Wilson's in the shotgun once again. This time his running back's on his left side. Lineman down, man in motion from left to right. They'll fake the handoff to him now, throw a screen to the right-hand side. Have a man. He makes the reception and a short gain to about the 22 or 3-yard line. Waiting for a number. Oh, it's 32. Nick Andrajic again. He's got a gain of 4 out to the 24-yard line where it's now 3rd down and 6.
Making the tackle out there for the Mingus Marauders, it looked like. No, I wasn't sure.
I think it was 90, Greg Charles.
Could have been. So coming over from a defensive end position to take out the receiver. I like that.
You know, this Marauder line's not too bad. Now Charles will drop back into a, looks like he's going to be a linebacker here. 3 down linemen for the Marauders. A 3-5 D for Mingus. 3rd down and 6, and the snap is fumbled. Picking it up and throwing it. That might be a lateral. Who's going to get the ball? Wow, it goes out of bounds. Garcia that time went to block the receiver to keep him from getting it, hoping that he had some guys behind him that might be able to come up and get the ball. So it goes out of bounds, and that was ruled a lateral by all the officials. And after the bad snap and then the lateral that goes out of bounds, it's 4th down and 12, Eagles from their 18. And they'll punt it away to Garcia, who will wait the punt around his 40.
Wow, another negative 6 yards for the Flagstaff Eagles.
Rock them back.
Yeah.
It's amazing a team with negative yardage has 6 points.
Special teams.
Yeah.
It's a third of the game.
So looking to punt the ball away is the kicker, Trace Anderson, who also subs in as the punter. And here's the snap and a high punt. Angling towards the Eagles sideline, bounces once, and now it's picked up by Garcia at the 40. Garcia to midfield, down the left sideline, he goes to the 40, and then knocked out of bounds at around the 37-yard line. Looks like they'll mark it at the 38. 1st down and 10, Mingus from the Eagle 38. Nice return of 22 yards that time by Andrew Garcia to give the Marauders excellent field position to start their drive.
Not much he could do with that. I mean, it didn't bounce out of bounds like everybody expected to, but he picked it up and just went straight down the sideline until a little loving shove by Josh Lorea pushes him out of bounds.
1st down and 10, Marauders working from the far hash mark, going away from the scoreboard here at Mingus. 5:49 left to go in the opening half of play. 14-6, Mingus with the lead. Quarterback Luke Simmons in a shotgun. One man to his right side, now a man in motion. They're going to fake it to Herndon. No, they gave it to Herndon. I think they're going to wish they faked it to Herndon that time as he's hit in the backfield. And, man, how the hell are the Eagles getting the backfield that quick? That's a loss of 3 all the way back to the 41.
Yeah, they came right through the gaps, and it looked like everybody was just putting a helmet through the gaps is what happened. And that one on film will not favor the Mingus Marauder offensive line for technique.
That's the old Olay blocking.
Right, Olay.
2nd down and 13 for the Marauders. 2 receivers on the left, wing back on either side. Waiting for a man in motion. It's going to be Rios going from right to left, and the Marauders got a handoff up the middle and lose 2 more yards, maybe even 3. Going backwards.
Well, obviously we're setting them up for something.
Yeah, the big play.
Right.
all the way back to the 44-yard line. So another loss of 3 on the play. And now it is 3rd down and 16 for Mingus.
Well, getting the ball was Watkins.
Yeah, he didn't like it that time.
Well,
Last time he had it, he exploded.
Yeah, but he did break a tackle when he exploded earlier.
Had a kid. And now man in motion from left to right. Rolling to the right is Simmons. Simmons now tucks to run, and he's going to lose 2 more. Well, the Mariners run 3 plays and lose 8 yards all the way back to the 46-yard line. And now we've got a Marauder getting up slow. Looks like he's going to be all right. I think it's Gregson. It is. And he'll limp back to the huddle. And it makes you wonder, what's Coach going to do here, JB? 4th down and 18 from the Flagstaff 46-yard line. Marauders line up to go for it. But remember, the quarterback, Luke Simmons, is also the punter. Well, now they got Eagles jumping off sides. And that'll help a little bit. That time, Marvin Antenio, a junior defensive lineman, jumps across the line of scrimmage. And, well, now if you are thinking about going for it, you're thinking about it a little bit more as it's gotten to a shorter distance down to the 41-yard line. Still almost 4 minutes, 3:58 left in the opening half.
Well, that's true. Plenty of time for the Flagstaff Eagles, but Mingus' defense has been so stellar.
Excellent.
I wouldn't even hesitate to go for it, quite honestly, especially when it's 4th and not so long.
Right, 13. Here's the snap, and it will be punted away by Simmons. And it's going to bounce and roll through the end zone. Well, that's a net gain of 21 yards. And like you said, the defense playing so well. I think about going for it. Of course, Coach Young's thinking, I don't think I want to let him tie it going into halftime.
No, but, I mean, you got to forget, you're forgetting how you wrote the chapter. No. You don't not get the 4th down.
That's not unusual for me to forget how I wrote a chapter. I was one of those guys that never revealed my sources.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I don't want you to read the same book I just copied. Right. 1st down and 10, Eagles. Quarterback in the shotgun, awaiting the snap, looking to throw, going left side, has a man wide open, makes a catch, and has got a 1st down. First down for the Eagles of the game, with their offense at least, out to the 32-yard line, a gain of 12 and 1st down and 10.
Dylan Matthews with the reception for the Eagles.
Yep. Junior wide out. And the Eagles have their initial 1st down. Feeling good about themselves. Clock running, 3:33 and counting left in the 2nd quarter of play. Eagles have the ball at their own 32. Quarterback Kyle Wilson standing in a shotgun. No, he does have a back behind him. Just a little guy. Can barely see him back there. Here's a snap, and they're going to sweep it right-hand side with the guy in the backfield as a lead blocker to the line of scrimmage, and then smashed by a wall of red that time was the ball carrier, Marshall Brownfield, number 14, and he's going to have a gain. They're going to give him forward progress of about 2 yards out to the 34-yard line.
Well, he's been averaging almost 5.5 yards per carry. He's got 71 yards, 13 carries on the season. Oh, my goodness. That's a lot better spot than I anticipated there.
Yeah,
Jack.
No, they gave him good 2 yards out to the 34. 2nd down and 8 now. Clock still running. Both teams have all 3 timeouts. And the quarterback, Wilson, in the shotgun. 1 man behind him. Trips on the left, 1 on the right. Here's the snap. Looking left, throwing to the back man who makes the catch and now slithers through the Marauder defense, and he's still on his feet. Short of a 1st down before being clobbered by Alex Brewer. Came in to give him the old slobber knocker after he's being knocked to the ground by, it looks like Greg Charles may have been the guy that had him low.
That's Membre again, who has the only points for the Flagstaff Eagles.
Yeah, they want to give that guy the slobber knocker.
Yeah, well, you know, great job running in traffic. I don't know how many red jerseys he found a way to avoid.
It was arms. It wasn't even the jerseys. I wish it was the jerseys. It was the arms of the guys in the red jerseys. 3rd down and 2, rather. Quarterback Wilson in the shotgun. Man in motion from left to right. They're going to hand off coming right up the middle. 1st down and a little bit more as it's out across the 45 to about the 47. Oh, man, they're going to mark him all the way up to about the 49. It's a big game.
They'll give him 9 yards on that, and that was the fullback. That was Philpott.
Right, Philpott. That's their leading rusher, and I think that's only a 2nd carry.
Yeah.
That one was a good one, though, for 1st down. 1:45, and the clock stopped as the chain gang moves the sticks, and they'll get it rolling once again. 1st down and 10. Eagles still on their side of the field at their own 49-yard line. Waiting the snap is Wilson from the gun. There's a snap, looking to his left, throws it, and it's bobbled and dropped, and now looking to throw the ball himself is number 25. He'll pick up and run, and he's going to have about 9, maybe 10. Looks like they're marking for about 9 yards. That time it's Chris Baird, who we haven't seen yet tonight, and they threw him a screen pass lateral in the backfield. And Jackie, he was looking to throw the ball down the field, but bobbled the initial catch and ended up having to run the ball for a 9-yard gain. Clock down to 66 seconds and counting.
Well, that was interesting. They were trying to do a little trickery. Broken play still did them well, though, Zach.
Clock running under a minute, and now we've got whistles, and I think Flagstaff may have called timeout. They've got a chance to tie the game going into the locker room, JB. They get the ball to start the second half. Mingus has got to figure out how to stop them here in the final 56 seconds. Let's take a break with the Flagstaff Eagles. Wait. Now they're coming back out. Apparently it wasn't a timeout. Why'd they stop the clock and let everybody run to the sideline real quick?
Well, maybe they took a timeout, but Coach didn't need the whole thing, so we better keep it here.
Yeah, we'll keep it here. Clock running again. Well, not yet, but they said for it to. Second down and 1. Man in motion from left to right. Here's the handoff coming right up the middle and a big hole and a first down. And now the Eagles will probably call a timeout to the Marauder 37-yard line. First down and 10, Flagstaff. Clock stopped as they move the chains. Let's see if the Eagles call a timeout. Well, no, they're already back to the line of scrimmage. They're not looking to call a timeout. They're looking to run a play again here real quick. Clock running 45 seconds. From the Marauder 37-yard line. Man in motion from right to left, and they'll hand it to him. Looking to sweep to the left-hand side of the Marauder defense. Being pushed outside, and tackled. Inbounds that time is Baird. A short gain of about 2, maybe 3 yards. And Micah Navarez comes up with a tackle for the Marauders, and the Eagles will call timeout with 29 seconds left to go here in the second quarter of play. It'll be second down and about 7 for the Eagles from the Marauder 34-yard line when we return after this Eagle timeout.
Welcome to the Cottonwood Recreation Center. We would like to invite you to come on in.
Come on in.
Our whole team is here to help you get the most out of each workout here at the Cottonwood Recreation Center.
Back at Mingus High School, that defense trying to hold on here in the final 29 seconds of the opening half. 14-6, the Marauders lead the Eagles with the ball. Second down and 7 from the Marauder 34-yard line. Wilson, the quarterback, in the shotgun. Man from left to right in motion, and he'll drop back to throw. Pump fake going deep down the middle of the field into double coverage, and it is incomplete. Navarez and Garcia back deep for the Mingus Marauders. Pass intended that time for number 6, Dylan Matthews, and it falls incomplete. Now bringing up third down and 7 for the Eagles. Clock stopped at 23 seconds on the incompletion.
Interesting that they decided to go for it all in one play. They still have another timeout to burn. Two.
Third down and 7 now. Quarterback with a man next to him on his right. Trips on the right, one on the left-hand side. Here's a snap from the gun. Looking to go right. Looking to fire it up deep towards the end zone. Mingus back defensively. And did he catch it?
Yep.
No, it's an interception. Brewer intercepts the ball in the end zone for a touchback. I thought it came out of his hands and landed on the Eagle kid, but Brewer outworked him like a rebound that time, like we saw him do all year last year in basketball. Just outworked him for the ball, and he comes up with a big interception for Mingus to stop the drive in the end zone. And fortunately for Mingus, he caught it in the end zone instead of the 1, and now they've got the ball out at the 20 on a touchback.
Sorry about that, Zach. I thought you were asking me if Brewer caught it.
Yeah, no, I thought the kid on the ground caught it. I thought it bounced out of Brewer's hands and landed on the kid laying on the ground. And fortunately for us, Brewer.
I believe he caught it and just landed on the Eagle.
Maybe he spiked it on the kid on the ground. Well, Mingus may just look to run the timeout here. They'll give it to Herndon coming to the right-hand side. Herndon's going to have a good gain, about 11 yards. and a first down for Mingus.